We did it! We turned our 2-goal deficit around by defeating Sevilla 3-2 on aggregate in our home ground. And now, we are just 90 minutes away from our first major title this season. Hello everyone, Mr. Yi here, and today we're gonna take a look at this amazing comeback we achieved after losing 2-0 in the Ramon Sanchez Pizjuan Stadium. Due to Pedri's amazing recovery, Koeman was able to field the same 3-1-4-2 formation that got us our 3 points 5 days ago. Messi and Dembele formed the 2 free roaming center forwards in front of Busquets, De Jong, and Pedri. Alba and Dest were responsible for providing width and protection on our flanks, whilst Longley, Piqué, and Mingueza were tasked to protect our keeper, Ter Stegen. Lopetegui, on the other hand, fielded 2 strikers in a 4-3-3 formation, with Enesri, Luke de Jong, and Suso forming the front three, Oliver Torres, Fernando, and Jordan in the midfield, whilst Marcos Acuna, Diego Carlos, Jules Koundé, and Alice Vidal formed the back line. Fortunately for us, Bono, who made several substantial saves against us in our previous 2 games, was unavailable due to an injury in training. His place was taken by Thomas Vaclik. Before the game kicked off, I felt Sevilla would adopt to a more defensive approach for 2 reasons. 1. Lopetegui's team possesses a very impressive defensive record. Before losing to us 2-0 at home 5 days ago, Sevilla successfully kept a clean sheet for 8 games in a row domestically, and with a 2-goal advantage in hand, starting with a more cautious and defensive approach is totally reasonable. 2. Lopetegui is more likely to be unsure about what lineup we will adopt for this game. Are we going to stick to a 3-1-4-2 formation for the 4th time? Or are we going to revert back to a traditional 4-3-3? Is Braithwaite going to start to create space for us in the box? Or will Griezmann and Dembele start to provide more balance and width for our attacks? But instead, Sevilla started aggressively by pushing 5 players into our half in an attempt to press our back line. When they do win the ball, they will distribute the ball out wide to Marcos Acuna or Alice Vidal. Enesri will subsequently move into the box with Luke de Jong to form a 2-striker partnership. When the high-pressing strategy didn't seem to work out, Sevilla began to drop into a 4-2-3-1 when defending, but just like our previous match, they seldom created any opportunities until the introduction of Lucas Ocampos. Luke de Jong was once again neutralized by Piqué. His lack of pace and physical strength once again caused them to have a really poor game. Even at occasions when we happened to lose the ball, we would suffocate their attacks during its infancy stage by surrounding their players from 3 different positions. In addition, we could always pass away our difficulty thanks to our numerical and quality advancement field. As a result, we were able to start out strong by creating several opportunities before scoring. Our first big chance came in the 6th minute when Pedri was able to find Dembele with an accurate pass under the pressure of Suso, but the Frenchman was unable to keep his shot on target. 3 minutes later, Busquets out of everyone was able to fire a shot outside the box, but it was right at the keeper. We got our big first goal in the 12th minute thanks to Ousmane Dembele, who somehow managed to end a seemingly unsuccessful attack with an absolute rocket. We continued to create chances after the goal, but thanks to Marcos Acuna's 2 crucial clearances, Sevilla was still able to retain a 1-goal advantage after the first half. Sevilla did start with some sense of urgency in the second half, but Alice Vidal, who played a pretty good game in the first half, had to be taken off due to injury. In addition, Marcos Acuna, who did a good job in limiting Serginho Dest and saved Sevilla twice on the neck in the first half, was somehow taken off as well. The game's first turning point came in the 62nd minute when Oliver Torres was subbed by Lucas Ocampos. The Argentine quickly started creating trouble for Mingueza with his pace, causing the latter to receive his first booking just 5 minutes after his introduction. Alba had a chance to level the score in the 66th minute with a spectacular effort, but his shot was unfortunately denied by the crossbar. We continued to chase for the equalizer, but we once again just seemed to lack the final pass or shot. And in the 73rd minute, every Barcelona fan watching the game began to hold their breath, hoping for a miracle. Enesri sent a brilliant ball for Lucas Ocampos in a quick counter, who was brought down by Mingueza inside the penalty box. No doubt, the foul was 100% worthy of a penalty, but Ter Stegen injected life into us by saving Ocampos' no-look penalty with a splendid save, planting the final seeds for our miraculous comeback. Koeman noticed the threat of Ocampos and made some crucial substitutions. Junior Firpo replaced Mingueza as our right centre-back. As a centre-back, Mingueza's speed and aggressive style of play is his advantage, but as a full-back or a centre-back in the back three, this can turn into his weakness, since his speed and turn isn't comparable to those of a proper winger. Firpo, on the other hand, possessed the above qualities after he came on. Ocampos' presence began to diminish. It looks more like Martin Braithwaite's appearance on the pitch was a signal of a tactical change to break Sevilla's defense, moving more players with height and physicality into the opposition's box in search of goal-scoring chances. And just when hope seemed to be lost, A player who chose to waste his striker style in the center back position rose up to level the score with an absolutely brilliant header. And who was it? Gerard Piqué. Sevilla's mentality clearly collapsed when they had to go into extra time with 10 men after Fernando was sent off shortly before our equalizer. Braithwaite gave us the lead with a diving header thanks to a brilliant cross by Elba. After taking the lead, we started to have more and more opportunities to kill the game. We got another scare in the 99th minute when Longley seemed to have committed another handball inside the box. But VAR deemed it unworthy due to the ball coming off the center back's chest before hitting the hand. The whistle finally sounded 10 minutes later and we are in the Copa del Rey final for the 42nd time in history. This match is no doubt another fantastic turnaround that is worth remembering. Other than giving our applause to our players who gave 200% of themselves on the pitch, such as Dembele's goal and work rate, Ter Stegen's penalty save, and Piqué's header, we should also not neglect Koeman's tactical genius. He first adopted an unusual 3-1-4-2 formation that reshaped our attack and defense superbly. And when Sevilla's defense seemed intact in the second half, he brought on Ilix Morba and Martin Braithwaite to increase the effectiveness of our crosses into the box. And we eventually solved our difficulty with the simplest of methods. After all, sometimes the simplest methods can be the best solution to a more complex situation. We are just 90 minutes away from our first major trophy this season. If we can win it, it will be a great boost to the club. Even if we don't win it, I believe Koeman has already earned his place in our managerial position next season, because he not only brought some exciting young talent and tactical changes to our club, he also infused our squad with a spirit that has been lacking severely ever since Luis Enrique's departure. Hopefully, he will be given the financial support he needs when the next summer transfer window arrives. He isn't one of the best managers in the world, but he is no doubt our most suitable option at the moment, and we should always be grateful to him for willing to come to the club when we needed him the most. So please leave your thoughts and suggestions in the comment section down below. I'll do my best to respond and improve myself. Thank you for watching.
I need you to listen, I need you to hear, and don't show